Kyle?
uh, Chiropractor's your best friend. I'll start
Oh
with
my
that.
gosh. I
Yeah, it
know.
helps me out a
Where's
lot.
Dr. Whitelaw when you need him? Just
No,
kidding.
excuse me. I know you talked about Lily Faye, I guess, on Friday, but just as someone who covered her at the prep level, from eighth to ninth grade, obviously extremely excited for her just to see what she's doing and getting a start on Friday night. So, you've got a few young arms mixed in there with some of the veterans, and just kind of talk about, the leadership that you've seen from her and just how she's continued to develop.
Yeah, well, she's a competitor and she has some really great tools. And she I feel like is just maybe at the most confident version that we've seen of her. Like she was sick over the break. And so like coming back and just kind of working towards just getting her strength back and just balancing getting your strength back and feeling like you have to get ready. Like we're seeing the best version of her right now. And it's really cool to see of like giving her the ball on Friday night and her thriving and just pitching really well. And I think that we're still figuring out our staff. I mean, early in the season, we just hadn't had the innings to really get the depth. Like no one feels bad, but like there's a lot of innings that we didn't play early in the year and great pitching performances with that. And so we're still figuring that out. We're still putting those pieces together and Lily Faye is a big piece of that. And so it's been great to see her continue to grind and her confidence just continue to raise and she's looking really good right now. So really happy for her.
That's all I got. Thanks.
Eric, want to wrap us up?
Yeah, I do. It's pretty good, but I've noticed since you've gone to the dugout, now you got some back issues. I'm just saying, you never had back issues when you're a third base coach there. But
You know
anyway,
who has bigger issues than me and my back? Matt
yeah,
Michael getting an 84-mile-an-hour line drive off the side of his leg from
good,
Tiana Bell.
good counter, good counter. That's a good. That's you don't
Yeah,
miss those. I
I
got you.
don't. I don't.
I want to ask you big picture here because I've had talked to some coaches. There's so much offense now in the game where I know I saw a stat where this year runs per game average is up almost a full run from last year. Walks are up a lot. I mean, we're getting some football scores out there across the country. How do you explain it? Some coaches have told me right now they feel it's too one-sided towards the offense, and there maybe should be some things addressed to maybe balance it out. Where do you stand on all that from somebody who has seen it all from a player standpoint, obviously handling the pitching staff?
Um, I have a lot of opinions on this. I'm also, yeah, a pitching coach. So you're just kind of like the whole game right now is very much geared towards offense. And that's what makes our game fun, but there's everything fun and explosive and dynamic and all these great things, but there is a point where it's too much, and I think we're at the point where it's too much, in my opinion. Like we have more data than we've ever had. Our the couple things that we really need to probably look at, and as we continue to get more into data and ball flight, is the strike zone. And I think that's the thing that we really have to hone in on is making sure that our strike zone isn't keeping getting smaller because it's getting smaller and we know all the information. And then the other thing we need to do is look at the run um, rule. I think 8 is too easy to score at this point. But like we have, I think we were looking at it yesterday, and all the games in the country over like just about half of them, there's been a team that has scored more than 8 runs. And that's a really big deal. That's a really big number. And so that's something I think we need to look at a lot of things. Um, and we're looking at the length of our games, but we're not looking at how it coordinates with scoring. Like we need to look at those things. Last year was the biggest jump in scoring that we had maybe ever had, definitely had in over a decade. And now we're way higher than that this year. Like we need to start looking at these things for our game.
Interesting. I expand on the run rule. What would you like to see there?
More than 8. I think, I mean, even just like our first game with UCA, we we ended up run rolling them, and it didn't feel like an 8-run difference. And right now, when you're looking at what teams are scoring, um, you can put together 2 innings of 5 and 3, and now next thing you know, the game's over. But like if they had more time, who knows if they could counter that. And so I think Jackie Joseph has said it, like I think she was on this like a while ago. But where our game is and how offensive it is, I think we have to look to increase it. Like 8 just
Interesting.
doesn't feel big enough.
Is this something you think as coaches you'll talk in the off season? Is that how does that work? Is that
I
something
hope
you'll?
so. I mean,
Okay.
I'm going to bring it up in our meeting.
Yeah.
We're looking at a lot of things. I have to believe that. Um, I have to believe that others think that that's something we should look at. Maybe not.
I know.
A lot of times I'm on my own island, and that's fine.
No.
But this one feels like,
Yeah.
why are we still at 8? We've been in plenty of games where I'm like, man, that game's over. And like, if that team had another inning, or if that team had another 2 innings, like, it's a different game. So I definitely think it's something we need to look at.
Well, I co-sign in a lot of your ideas there, and what we you need. I'm pro pitcher coach, so I
I am
want to
pro
help the.
pitcher, but you know what isn't this game? This game is not pro pitcher.